Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode on Laid Back the Nnanna podcast. And our topic for this week is mentorship. Our guest for this week is Dr Nnanna Agwu, who is a seasoned medical practitioner with expertise in anesthetics. Welcome, Dr Nnanna, to the show.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for having me on your show today. It's good to be with you.
So, like I asked, is this your first podcast ever?
Yes, it is actually. This is the first time I've been on any podcast, and I hope your audience will cope with my heavy Igbo intonation.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So let's get right into it. So, what is mentorship, and who do you think is eligible to be called a mentor?
Okay. Broadly, there is no, like I said, there's no standard definition of what mentorship is, but in describing what mentorship is, it is the process in which someone, usually an older person or a more experienced person, tries to teach or guide or give direction to someone that is lower or at the same level with the person, in order to make the person be all-roundly successful, either in a particular thing the person is doing, or all-round successful in life. So it's a holistic thing. It's very, very holistic, even though it could be compartmentalized based on maybe someone can mentor someone for a given project, or it can be a whole lifelong mentorship.
Yeah.
As the case may be. So it all depends. And then your question was, who is eligible?
To become a mentor.
From my explanation, usually it could be someone who is older, someone who is more experienced, or someone who has more knowledge in something than the other person.
So that means in everything you say, for someone to be called a mentor is either the person has to be older, like the more has to be there, either in age, experience, or knowledge.
Yeah, exactly. But age is not the defining thing.
Yeah. But
usually or commonly, if I will use that language, you will say the person has to be older, because that's commonly what we have. For let's say, for example, in the school now.
Yeah.
Those days you have people, when you are entering your 100 level, you have people go and 200 level. They'll come down to try to teach, try to give you guidance based on their experience, while they're in school. And, so by so doing, it doesn't mean that they are necessarily older than you, but by experience, having been there before you,
having gone through it before you, so they have they are in a better position to guide, actually. So that's what's in a nutshell. That's what it's really, really like. So there is no eligibility. It could be anybody. Then for whoever who is willing, because one thing is you want to mentor somebody. Another thing is for the person you want to mentor to be willing to follow the process that is involved. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
but now that you mentioned that part, that the person has to be willing. So the mentee, I guess the person who is being mentored, because ego is a problem. There's this book, Ego is the Enemy, and I think it's the truth. Because you for example, if you have younger siblings or younger people who are in your care, you notice that when you're telling them, sometimes it's hard for them to listen. They feel like you're just forcing your opinion on them. So you said that the mentee must be willing to actually listen and listen to the mentor to actually be successful. So how do you think, I'm not saying the mentor has to force the mentee, but how do you think they can actually create this relationship where the mentee is trust the judgment of the mentor or the opinion of the mentor? How do you think they can create that particular relationship?
What happens is that mentorship could be of two forms. You have the informal mentorship, and then you have the formal mentorship.
Yeah.
What helps to create that rapport in which the mentee will want to follow the precepts or guidelines of the mentor is, one, if the mentee discovers or comes to a realization that he requires to be mentored.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like if the person discovers, okay, this thing I don't know it all. I need somebody to actually guide me through.
To help
To
me
get
out.
this
Yeah.
done, to help me done, to help me out in this thing, The
Yeah.
person now says, okay, this is the person I want to follow his footsteps. I want to follow in this person's footsteps. It's just like, for example, this thing we talk about apprenticeship system. Yeah. Igboland, it's a form of mentorship in which somebody, okay, this person to him, the person goes to this man's house and stays with the man. In the morning, he goes to the market. The man starts teaching him from standing outside to hustle. That he needs to stand outside and calling people, then to how to arrange goods in the shop till you continue progressing till the point you're able to, your master will now send you to go to market and buy things and then come back on your own. You see that it's something that takes a whole lot of process, but this is like the family of the person, of the individual that they send to go and learn apprenticeship in the master's workshop. Finds out that there's a need or that they want this guy to succeed in this business. So he has to go and stay with his master and then learn the ropes through his master. So another instance would be, for example, let's say, for example, now this podcast thing that we are doing now. This is my first time of being on this podcast. You have been a podcaster for some time. So I could come to you and say, okay, Arinze, I want to start doing podcast. How do I go about it? You might tell me, okay, I have to listen. I have to listen to your podcast. These and these and these are the things you need to do. The audio is this and this. You have to do it in a certain way. By so doing, you are now like a mentor to me in podcasting. Because you have more experience in it. And I have discovered that there is a need for me to learn from you. But something that is key is based on what we talked about is the issue of ego. You mentioned something about ego. For me, if you need something, you discover that you need something, there's always the need for you to stoop low to get what you want and learn. Because the overall aim or goal, like I said earlier, is for successful in what you are doing. So let it not be like a master-servant relationship. No, you are not serving the person, but rather you are there to learn. So in order to learn, you have to calm down, You just have to calm down and get what you want. You understand? Like when we are talking about our younger ones and all that. Yes, younger ones, you could mentor them most times is indirectly. Indirectly in the sense that they will be watching you and observing you without you knowing. They may prove stubborn.
But they will watch you.
But sometimes they say, see finish, don't enter. See finish to enter the matter based on that all of you are all in the same home or the same house and they know you, they know everything about you. But if you as the elder one is successful and you are doing well, and they are seeing that what you are doing, that this is the lifestyle or these are the things, that is working. So once they notice those things that are working, automatically they will want to follow your footsteps, and then they on their own will come to seek advice. And by so doing, you can now tell them this is what needs to be done, this is what you need to do, this is how you are going to do it, this and this and this is what you need to do to succeed. So by so doing, it cuts off that ego thing,
But do you know why I asked this question? Because I've had people who come to me or people who are younger, and for some reason I feel like younger people, they like to argue. I don't know why they like to argue. Honestly, people you teach or whatever, like they like to argue. And even when you are trying to explain to them this is what it is, they just like to argue. And then some will tell you are coming off arrogant. You're trying to show them that you know it all, even though you're just trying to help out. So, are there specific questions you think mentors should ask mentees before accepting to become mentors to them?
Specific questions?
Because it can be exhausting. You are trying to help someone and the person is just argumentative and arguing, and it can be exhausting. So,
of course.
Do you think Yeah.
You know, I get where you're coming from, but what I will do, or what I usually do, is that one is to see that there's interest. The person who is arguing with you, is he arguing because he wants to know, or is he arguing for arguing sake?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Are you arguing with me because you believe? Because for you to accept that I am your mentor, there is something you believe I will be able to impact in your life. So if a young person is arguing, let's say for example, there's a topic, or there's a product. Let me use that language. Let me use that. There's a product that we want to, or a project that we have at hand. Okay, I'm the senior person. I have experience in that project. You are the junior person. You don't have much experience in the project, but you have some ideas. On what you think will make the project succeed. If we are arguing and the argument is coming from a point, okay, that I want to see, or let us find, we are scientists, that we are finding a position that can help us solve the problem. I have no problem with those such arguments. But if you are arguing, okay, that despite the fact that I am more experienced than you, and you just want to argue to prove to me that you can, sometimes you allow your proteges to make mistakes. When they make mistakes, they will come back to you. You understand? Now say, that thing where you tell me that time, it's in go to, I know reason and where. But as I don't reason I'm now, I beg, I go follow you. I have had like some personal experience, you know. Someone I considered him a mentor, you know. But at some point, I decided to fly on my own without going through the course. He just kept quiet and kept quiet, and you know, Obama kept it like that.
He won't say anything to you.
He won't say anything to me, but he had told me what he told me. Nnanna, don't do this thing like this. You know, but I felt that I have reached level that I can. I mean, do all this thing. I entered there, the thing bond me. I have to come back, and I stood down. I said, "Chief, that's the way you talk. Not true. No verse. I fuck up. No verse." In fact, that instant, I even have to carry wine. You know, as a tradition. To go and beg him that I know I messed up, but please forgive. It's the youthful exuberance. I'm breaking out to follow. He now said, okay, because he's senior somebody that wants my success. Because that's another thing about this mentorship thing. There's the informal one, there's the formal one. In a formal setting, they assign you to somebody. The person they assign you to, is he seeing it that he wants to help you succeed, or is he seeing it that you want to come and take his position?
That's another problem as well.
You get where I'm coming from. So all these things is it's a mindset thing, but arguing for arguing's sake is different from arguing that
to learn something.
To learn, you know, and then that you are comparing notes and you are giving me, like in the academic environment now, that we are talking. Okay, let's say we're having a clinical meeting, for example. I am the senior doctor. I have my younger doctors there. The way I operate is to give a room where that is free for everybody to talk. You understand? Because I believe that you can learn from anybody. But if as a younger person, are you arguing as a younger person? They will show me that as a senior person, I don't know much. Or you are arguing as a younger person that based on season publications, based on some things you have read in the textbook, that these are the things. I'll tell you, okay. You get where I'm coming from.
But you know why I'm laughing, because sometimes I feel like the arguments are often based on what they read or saw in social media or somewhere. But and you are trying to explain to them, okay, friend, let's use your field for example, that you've been a doctor for so many years. This is what is obtainable. Forget what when you start practicing, you see something different. It will come to you in a different way, but they will be like, no. But the paper says, okay, you'll be like, okay, no problem.
At that point, I will leave you. You make your mistake. Make your mistake. You know, but they say that the best form of knowledge is to learn from other people's mistakes. And you don't want to fall into mistake, because a mistake could, if care is not taken, could burn you.
Set you back so many years.
So, but if you talk to the person, talk, the person doesn't want to listen to you. You allow the person make his mistake. After making his mistake, if the person realizes, he will come back. But if he doesn't, fine, so be it. All you want is a situation whereby whoever is under you as a mentee is successful in that particular endeavor, or that the person gets to his or her own personal goals that he wants to get to in life. You understand?
Okay. Yeah, but you keep mentioning about formal and informal mentorship, yeah? So
Yeah.
do you think one can actually get mentors online or via books? And if yes, they can get mentors via books and online, how do you think that relationship between the mentor and the mentee will be like, since there's no face-to-face contact or direct contact between the mentor and the mentee this time around?
Now, this is an excellent question that you've asked, because of the times we are in now. You understand? So we don't have that opportunity in some instances to have that one-on-one discussions or one-on-one. And there are some people you look up to that you know that you may not even be able to get to them one-on-one.
Yeah.
So, but these people have materials online.
Yeah.
They have materials, they have books, they have podcasts, they have a lot of things that they've written on. As you consciously consume those materials, they are mentoring you. They themselves may not know that they are the ones mentoring you, but you are consuming their materials. You understand? So by so doing, you are tailoring your life towards those people's opinions and towards their achievements, vis-a-vis what they have achieved in life, that you see in these people that you like.
Yeah.
You know, for example, now, I listen to TD Jakes a lot.
Yeah. Is there any reason for that?
Yes, I listen to him a lot because he comes to me as being real and talking about real life experiences.
Yeah.
And when he talks in a manner that I understand, I can relate to what he's talking about. And also in him, I listen to the pattern in which he talks. You know, you see that there's some things. Let's say, for example, public speaking. For example, if I find myself, I tailor my approach when I'm in the public to talk on certain issues. I try to frame it in his own pattern in a way, you know, so that he doesn't know me, I don't know him, but I listen to him.
Yeah.
So I try to make things, my conversations, my discussions, to be as real, to be relatable in real life and logical.
Yeah.
You know, unlike just talking for talking's sake, you know, or using a lot of spiritual fables. You understand?
Yeah.
So when you are talking based on real life things that are happening, real life experiences, giving examples and all that, and then people can relate to it. So TJ doesn't know me, but I listen to him. And when I want to talk on certain topics, you know, I follow.
You make reference to him.
I make references to him. I try to pattern my talks to him. I'll give you another instance. Some people have studied the way Obama gives his speech.
Yeah, he's a good orator.
He's a good orator. So for those guys who are public speakers, they've analyzed his mannerism, his rhetorics and everything. And then when you see them talk, they talk in such manner. And somebody who is not there may say, are you sure it's not Obama that is speaking in this instance?
Yeah.
There's a lawyer. A lawyer I was listening to. He was conducting an interview. You know, Femi Falana, that is the prominent Nigerian lawyer. Activist. There's a mannerism he uses when he's talking.
That's so peculiar to him. Yeah.
That's peculiar to him. His gesticulations, the way he talks, the facial expressions and everything. So when this young lawyer was talking on TV, after I finished talking, I chatted the guy up. I said, "Guy, do you perchance have you worked under this man?" The guy laughed and said, "Yes, that is his mentor." I said, "No wonder that by the time you see his gesticulation, the way he talks and everything, and the vibrancy with which the guy, you know, makes his points, you know that this guy definitely is the protege of this man." Until the guy now told me that he has worked under him in his firm, and I said, "Okay, now I understand where this is coming from." So this is just but anyway, this is like on one-on-one. But when you now look at it like based on internet, and all those things, and social media, yes, people could be mentored through those means. Even for some, let me use celebrities for example now. Some of them are free to take up the roles of mentors, depending on what they themselves have seen in you. I will give an example, like in the music industry now. We all know somebody like Don Jazzy. People talk about him a lot. And you find out that a lot of people he has brought under his wings are guys who he brought up from the Instagram page.
True.
Some of them, because when I listen to some of them talk, they tell you, okay, they put up some things and they chatted Don Jazzy up. And then he now saw what they were offering, and then he now brought them into his Marvin Academy, where they will now train them. And after training them, they now teach them. They now bring them out, into the public. Now they are refined, and then they start plying their trade, and they become successful in it. So you find out that yes, you may not have direct. This person might not be your brother. It might not come from your village. You people might not even be working in the same industry. But for the fact that you've seen the person, you reached out to the person on social media, and the person has seen that there is some potential in you, the person will now say, okay,
let me help this person.
Yes, I'm going to help mentor you. I'm going to help make you a better person.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's a good thing. That's part of the advantages of the times we live in. You don't necessarily need to start going to, let me use the word, boy, and that's somebody like that. you can actually just start, through social media, reading the person's work, tailoring your whatever
behavior,
habits, writing pattern for those who are writers, singing pattern. There are people who will sing like this. You think they are prescribed. It's just that they've been listening to these guys over time, and they have tried to copy, if there's a word like that, because sometimes you start from copying, you perfect it, and then you are now able to give your own thing. So social media is good. It's a very good means of mentoring, And those guys can either be classified as or it could be classified as informal.
Informal as well.
Which can now subsequently come up as a formal thing.
Yeah. But from what you just said now, that means communication.
Yeah.
Communication with the mentor via social media or direct contact. There must be connection.
Let's say the
person is.
There's no way.
Let's say the person is just reading a book. The person was emotionally connected with the book.
Yeah.
That's the only way they can reach the person.
Yeah.
So, because I read somewhere that the 4 C's of mentorship are clarity, communication, connection, and culture. So, assuming there's a communication breach, like if communication breaks down, or there's loss of trust between a mentee and a mentor, how do you think this can be repaired?
Like you rightly said, the cardinal thing in any mentor-mentee relationship is communication. There must be communication, so that whatever the experiences the mentor has is able to pass it down to the mentee. Either in writing, either in talking, either in gesticulation. There's a communication, and communication could either be verbal, non-verbal. It could be body language, it could be anything.
Yeah.
You understand? So the question now is, if there is a breach in trust, right? I think I got to that. If there's a breach in trust,
if there's any breach in trust or communication breakdown, like
how do we rebuild it back again?
Yeah.
It's a two-way thing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you look at it, the mentor, what caused the communication breakdown? Was it as a result of action between both parties? Or is it that one party felt that they have reached the level where they think that they can now fly on their own, they are flying and they don't have regards for the mentor anymore?
Yeah.
Or that the mentee did something that the mentor feels so bad that he decided to cut himself off from the person. Rebuilding that trust is on the foundation of what is the goal of that mentorship process. If the mentor, people are bound to make mistakes, especially people who are below you. It behoves on the mentor to draw the person back. You've made a mistake here, and what you have done in this so instances is not in keeping with the goal you want to achieve for yourself.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. We talked about the apprenticeship system earlier.
Yeah.
Somebody who went to learn trade, for instance, and then all of a sudden is accused that he stole his master's money. Okay?
Yeah.
The master could become so angry that the boy stole and decide to send him back without him achieving his goal, which is to learn the trade and learn it very, very well. In such instance, there's a break in communication, there's a break in trust.
Yeah.
How do we build it? It is to the master, if the master is really, really interested in that person's growth, is to call the person. What happened? What led you to do this? You understand? And if the person has an insight that he has done a wrong, he will apologize and retrace his steps, ask for forgiveness, and promise not to do it again. But human beings are human beings, and there are a lot of stories you hear sometimes regarding this.
Because a lot of people will not apologize.
Yes, a lot of people may not apologize. They will say, okay, they have stolen their master's money, they can do it. That's why I tell you, people who feel that they can fly on their own without completing the process, because it's a process that takes you to an end. And because of the nature of human beings, you don't know which master